Hi Vidushpat.
Hi Ramanuj, how are you doing?
Welcome to LawSikho. So, if you can tell us a bit about yourself first, introduce yourself, like talk about your college and then professional life and how you got involved in sports law.
Sports law, I think when you talk about sports law, I think the first thing that comes to everybody's mind is sports. Right. So I've been a sports person, an amateur sports person. I will not be a professional sports person all my life. I played East India golf. I sailed nationally. I played table tennis state. I played All India cricket. So basically, I always had an interest in sports right from school. And probably when I was in second or third year in college, I decided that I was just looking and doing some research for my mother because she wanted some inputs on art law. And at that point, I came across something in sports law. And I'm talking about way back. Now people know about sports law. I'm talking
How
about
long back?
2004.
Okay.
3 or 4. IPL was not in existence. People did not know about sports law in India. And that's the time I looked up and I said, okay, this sounds interesting. This is something that I would want to do. So I looked around, did a bit of research, could not find anybody in India who does sports law. In fact, I didn't find anything in India on sports law.
Nandan Kamat started around 2006, I think.
Correct, yes. So this is before he even started.
Right.
And I said, let me first understand. So I went ahead and did a certificate course in sports law from University of Pretoria, South Africa.
Which year was that?
It's 2004.
2004.
or 5. I applied, did a certificate course. Then the next year I went and did a internship at The Hague, at the International Sports Law Center at The Hague. So I knew after that this is what I want to do. Continued doing that, passed out of law college. As I said, you look around, you don't get opportunities in sports law. This is again talking 2008. IPL was just about to come into existence at that point of time. And I decided, fair enough, and I was very clear that I wanted to do sports law. I applied, I told all the law firms, even through the interviews in college, that I wanted to do sports law. Nothing was coming about. I said, let me just bounce into litigation. So I worked with the senior counsel, Mr. Dushyant Dave, and excellent experience. A taskmaster, yes, but the experience and the values that you learn of litigation was phenomenal working with him in the Supreme Court. Then I got an opportunity to work with Justice Budgal. At that point of time, he decided to write a book on law and sports in India. This is talking about 2000.
Yes, you attained more something.
2009 we started writing. 2008 and 9 we started writing the book, the first edition, which got launched in 2010. So that's the time we started working on the book together. I also got an opportunity in the meantime to work at the Commonwealth Games. So I was a law officer at the Commonwealth Games. So I had a 1.5 year, 2 year stint there. So again, a major event taking place in India. You learn so much about sports and sports law because I was fortunate to have a very good English qualified lawyer, Mr. Stuart Cobbittley, as my mentor there. And he really taught me a lot. I owe a lot to him, especially teaching me sports law specifics. So learned with him. 2010, the Commonwealth Games finished. By the time Justice Budgal was retired, again started working back with him on his retirement. We started doing a lot of work for the government of India at that point of time. So we consulted on drafting the National Sports Development Code of 2011. Then we drafted the National Sports Bill 2011. We drafted the National Sports Fraud Bill in 2013. By that time, I had branched out independent. We drafted, I don't know how many legislations I've done. I was a part of the sports in higher education by the Ministry of Youth of Human Resources. They appointed a committee, so that was about 2014-15. So did a lot of work on anti-doping, appeared in the Court of Arbitration for Sports. Lausanne. Ended up doing the second book in 2016. Set up my own law, worked with Mr. Lakshmi Kumaran. And Mr. Lakshmi Kumaran, a visionary, I would say. He realized that this is an area or a sector which will grow, and he actually gave me my own department within the corporate department, but he gave me my own department that, you run this, and we got a lot of success. We got recognized Mr. Lakshmi Kumar and Lakshmi Kumar and Sridharan got recognized as the best professional service sports firm by FICCI. So again, it's been a long journey, and it culminated into me setting up my own firm in 2014. Initially, we titled it Ludus Legal, changed the name in 2015, and made it Krida Legal. The journey continued. Again, wrote a book which I co-authored with Justin Mudgal. There were some people who assisted us, and a lot of interns who assisted us also in research purposes. So we did the second book. The law firm started as a firm specializing in sports and gaming. Now it has grown beyond me. There are two other partners, one specializing in IP, one specializing in litigation, dispute resolution. And we have a fairly larger team now.
Yes. How large is the team?
About 13 lawyers, 14 lawyers. And
when you started Ludus, so how old were you?
How old was I? I was 30, 31.
30. Okay.
So that's been my journey in sports law, and it continues. And if we talk about the work we do now, so we are a lawyer to most of the leagues in India.
Right.
So I have been a lawyer for an IPL team. We helped in setting up the Indian Super League, and I sit on the regulatory commission and I do all their rules and regulation. We advise for the Polo Association, for the Polo League. We advise Badminton League. We advise the Table Tennis League. We advise the Boxing League. We advise. So as I said, Premier Futsal we've advised earlier at some point of time. At this point, I also sit on the governance of the World Athletics. So I'm the only Asian on the World Athletics governance. As a lawyer, so I said that. So it's the wide variety of work on the sports side.